Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com for more information. Hey everybody! Welcome to today's episode of Let's Do This Radio Talk Show. So we've been on a roll with our topics, and today is nonetheless. So today our topic is Imagine That. Imagine that. Yes. So we'll talk about that a little teeny bit more, but you know how we go with introductions. So Bernie's not here to pick on Trina, so we're going to start with you, and then we're just going to go on around, and then I will close it out.
Okay.
So
starting with me, I'm Katrina Martin, the owner of the Global Next Gen Event Center. We're located in Clinton, Maryland. Look us up on Global Next Gen Event Center on Facebook and Instagram. And if you wanted to contact us by phone, you may reach us on 202-439-1965 to book your gatherings.
okay.
Wow. Okay.
They used to mine.
I'm company today and grateful to be here again. I am Reverend Colette. I am the executive pastor at the wonderful Mount Enon Baptist Church in Clinton, Maryland, where my pastor is the Reverend Delman L. Coates, PhD. So grateful to be here. Certainly, we'd love for you to join us. Join us for our worship services on Sunday morning, 8:45 or 11 a.m. Bible study Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m.
And our Bible studies look a little bit different.
Hello, awesome people. My name is Allison Daniels, a.k.a. Miss 31 Books. I am also the owner of Allison Daniels Ministry, which is a consulting and coaching business. And I will talk a little bit more about the Right to Finish Business Foundation.
Absolutely. And y'all know me. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. In a nutshell, you know what I do. I help turn dreamers into doers. Yes. I do it in two aspects, from a career consultation and also from a business. So we are excited about our show today. We are going to talk about imagining various things. So the way that this topic came about was last year I got selected to speak in Paris.
Yes.
We three words. So over there I spoke a little French, but most of it was the language of charades. I was like, But anyway, so Bernie and I had went to an event, and I said, oh my God, that's what my topic is. So my topic was about not dimming your light. Like letting your light shine to its fullest.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I had all my information written out. I started working on this some time ago because it's a personal story that I have. And then, I didn't have a title for it.
Okay.
Pastor Coates.
Okay.
Preached about 3 weeks ago, but it was just before I was going to Paris. And the title of his sermon was Imagine That or Imagine This. Either way, and it was actually on the day of your book signing, because when he came by, I was like, you gave me my title.
Wow.
You gave me my title.
Okay.
So it worked out well and it intertwined. So the whole aspect of really, really, truly, seriously imagining. Like people don't take the moment to really think out things and the possibility of things that they can do.
Wow.
They really play small. So that's where we're going into. The whole topics on a number of various things of really, 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 like seriously thinking. So when I started my presentation, I asked everybody to close their eyes and to think about something, a dream that they had or a goal that they had. And I jokingly said, erase that. That's too small. Like think big. Think big. Because like it's so many things that are like within our fingertip.
Yes.
And that's why that picture at the Louvre, that I have on my Facebook page was so important.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pyramid, and they have it staged where you can touch the tip of it. So Martisha and I took the picture with it, and I was like, oh my God, that's so in alignment with everything that goes on. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go through two different major topics because it's imagine that in terms of you doing everything that you want to do and not allowing your light to be dim. But then we're also going to go into imagine that. So many people that I come in contact with talk about a book that they have in them or something that they have been writing down and it can be turned into a book, so on and so forth. Right. So in terms of that, you know how I like to do in alignment, and our contributing Miss 31 Books is here. Yes. You need to pay me because I could be that phrase for her. I'm just joking.
Using it.
I'm just joking about the pay. That one's free. But so in alignment, we're going to talk about that because as I look across the panel, all of us have a common thread that relates to book in a different aspect of where we are and where we're going. Right. So it's going to be a great show today. So if we want to go real quickly, talk about our weekends, what we did, and then we'll jump right into the topic.
Okay.
Very quickly. Start with me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, baby girl, my youngest, my superstar, she turned 16. So we had a sweet 16. Full blowout weekend, and y'all, let me tell you, when these kids say they're having a kickback, it's supposed to be really small, intimate. Right. You know how we had parties? Right. They calling them kickbacks now.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Trust me, believe they not kickbacks because everybody in the school was there. Everybody, I mean, I said, Deja, this not a kickback, but hey, you know that's their new term. But when they actually, when they say they're having a kickback, it's not small. Trust and believe.
Don't believe it.
Exactly. Don't believe it. Trust and believe.
Right.
Yes. But it was good. We had a great weekend and
awesome.
Yes.
Great. I had a great weekend. It was a busy weekend. We had our kickoff again at Mount Enon. I spent the weekend at Mount Enon.
That's what you do.
That's what I do. Did the campaign launch for our money campaign, and it's really an amazing initiative that encourages us to rethink how we think about money, and not from a micro level, but from a macro level, so that we change the way we, from economic justice standpoint, how we manage our money. There's a lot of information. For those of you who are watching, you can certainly get information by going to ourmoneyus.org, and you can hear about the campaign, hear about the initiative, and hopefully sign up. On Sunday, we had Pastor Coates' 15th pastoral anniversary celebration, and so that was really good. I just love celebrating. So we had a good time, high time. It was real good.
Awesome. It was good, and I watched online on Saturday.
Oh, right, you were still in.
My grandson had a party later that day.
So you were still in Paris?
So I went to Bible study
Well, my weekend was excellent because my husband and I are coming up on 18 years of marriage. Wow. So we did a vow renewal.
Did you all do a renewal?
We did, yes, a vow renewal, and that was so awesome because we had a chance to celebrate with other couples. And that was the first time we had done that, and it was hosted by Minister Sonia Ward,
who's our newest contributing host.
Yes. So we enjoyed that time away. It wasn't far, but just to be together and then to be with other couples, you know, it makes a difference when you're celebrating with other couples that are keeping it together and holding down a fork in marriage. So I enjoyed it.
And I'm sorry, I started pointing and everything. We have a clear window right here.
Yes.
But Keith Holmes, the boxer, is standing in our view.
And we're
he was just interviewed somewhere, so I kind of like, I love boxing and basketball.
We got caught off track.
Yes. So for my weekend, I pretty much was trying to get back adjusted to the time zone.
Yes.
I
Oh
was
my
like
gosh.
way
Yes.
off with
I
the
can
time
only
zone.
imagine.
And
Yeah.
also my little big man, my big little man, I should say, turned 5 this turned 6 this weekend. So his party was at the Sky Zone. So we all from April 14th to June 4th, we had like a whole series of birthdays. So that's what we're going through. So we hit up on the 4th one and one more to go. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I did. Try to get adjusted back. You know,
Like I'm back.
bonjour, like what time is it?
Right.
Yeah, with the whole time zone.
That's Quelle est-il in French.
Okay.
What is the time?
Okay.
Quelle est-il?
We
Give me one of the words you learned.
You like,
we bonjour.
She said we
Everything. You want wee. Like, no. I was using charades, I'm telling
That's
y'all.
hilarious.
So, okay, so we're going to jump right on into the show. So, the first piece of it is you imagine that you shined your light to its full wattage capacity. So the first piece of that is a glimpse of my Paris experience. So I'll have to share some feed later on. I'm actually getting a producer to create an outline of what I did. So the video is going to be nice. So I'll make sure that I share that. But we had a wonderful time. My daughter celebrated her 29th birthday, and we had dinner at the Eiffel Tower at 9:00 p.m. So the views were like gorgeous.
Amazing.
And then it rained very hard. Y'all know I don't do well with the rain, but we played in the rain. We actually
in the rain.
played in the rain. So it was amazing, and it was my experience was split. There was some very rude people. And then there was some extremely nice people.
Right.
We didn't get anyone like in the middle of
Right.
it.
Oh, wow.
They're just different. Like what
Very.
I learned in my Paris experience is that they're just different, you know, all the way around. So you have to, where we have a certain nature and a certain posture and all that, they really don't. And if you don't know that, like it take you a day or two to realize what's
to adjust.
with me. Like,
Day one.
you ready to like, you know.
So y'all know I have calmed down greatly, and Trina knows the most. Day one, it was Southeast Lula Dream.
Especially the women.
Oh, really? They
It was
didn't know
raining.
that?
So basically, Martisha and I, we decided to take the train instead of the a cab because our whatever we had lined up didn't open till 8:00, and we was like, no. Then I was like, let's explore. Right. So our whole goal of this trip was to explore, relax, and take in Paris.
Yes.
So we were like, okay, we had to get like a picture because we got a Navigo pass that will give us all access to public transportation. So we're going to do this. So the way the trains are made up, they face one another. My luggage, y'all know I had luggage in the backpack. So my 1, 2, and then my backpack. So nobody could really like sit in it. So this lady was like, her son was like, I don't know what they were saying, but basically it was like, right. And so she's pushing him to go and sit down.
What we talking about? You right now.
Right.
We talking about get him on.
So we're going to be a piece of this. We're going to do this a little unconventional.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Come right, just right here for just 1 second.
Because they're not going to believe it.
We're talking about imagine that. Imagine we're doing the show and Keith Holmes just walking.
Imagine that.
Say hello to our people.
Hello.
Bruce Saline, Boxing Hall of Fame.
Come on in. Come on in.
Exactly. This is real, guys. This is nothing that we staged.
She does this. Okay, let's do it again.
Can we all get in?
Okay.
Dream is that famous selfie
She knows
taker.
how to do it.
Yes, that is my experience. So
Y'all are good. I'm gonna tell you.
thank you so much. We just wanted you to get a picture for your folks.
Did we all get in? Oops.
So imagine that.
Right. Imagine a selfie and get in the show.
we're talking about imagine that.
Yes.
Shine your
Yes.
lights to its full wattage capacity. Imagine that. Imagine that.
What are the possibilities? That's what we're talking about. Possibilities.
Talking about us.
Not today.
We love y'all.
We will
We
reach
love
out
y'all.
to you when we do. Invite you on the show.
I know that's
On y'all behalf.
See,
Okay,
you
you
was there.
Thank you.
How cute was
Imagine that. Imagine that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, see y'all.
Align.
Right.
Align.
You got it.
We can show over.
All right, y'all. We got to
Okay,
Right.
Put yourself together.
So
Bring it in.
anyway,
Bring it back in.
Bring it in.
quickly, I'm going to transition from Paris because we kind of like went through it. But the point that I was trying to make, so she was speaking and telling her son to go sit down, and he was apparently saying,
The bags
I
are
can't
here.
sit right
Right.
here. So she grabbed her son and was like, sat on the side of it. And I was like, fine. Like, she sat on the side. I didn't care that she sat on the side
Right.
with her feet open. And I was like, okay. But she was like, And I was like, look, ma'am, I don't know what you said. So we had some words back and forth. Martisha was like,
Oh,
why?
man.
Because what happened was, I didn't have a problem with them sitting down or what have
You would have moved the
She was
bag.
trying to tell me to move my stuff and place it on the side of the
Where you couldn't see
area.
it.
Right,
And
right.
I'm telling her no.
Well, you-
like,
right.
no means no in French. Like, no, right? So this wasn't a oui response. We said everything.
No.
But anyway,
No.
So did y'all actually have communication? Because it sounded like the son was saying what I can't do, and she just automatically went
Pushed
and
them
said,
in, right.
okay,
Sat
so
down.
you all never had any type of
so that's where body language comes into play.
Yes.
Well, I did not understand what she was saying. I saw her facial expression, her pushing her son, and when she moved and sat down, she did like this.
Right.
And I was like, okay. So I was cool with that. Then when she was like, move your
first.
she did like this, like move your stuff over. And I
You
was
went like this. Did
I
you do
was
like
like-
this? No.
I was like, shorty, look. So I'm like,
No.
but anyway, so that
Did you get yourself together?
because
Because what you said, we talking about shining your light, right?
Right, I
So
shine
was your
my light.
Was your light shining?
I shine my light.
Did Jesus come? I don't want to know.
Light shine.
Wow.
Right.
I don't know if that was some light. I'm just asking.
It was a different type of light. It was a different type of light. But
Okay.
anyway, we had an amazing experience, and
Yes.
the AWN, a woman's narrative. When I tell y'all
Was
that,
that amazing?
it was like I haven't even posted because I can't come up with the words.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Look, imagine that.
It's not the think tank. I have like some
wow.
wording draft up, but
Right.
it is not. It doesn't
It's
do
not
it
enough.
justice.
It's not sufficient.
It's not. It is
Yeah.
not. It was
Yeah, I get it.
amazing.
I get it.
And Cheryl Wood, she did her thing. She did not know anybody over there.
Wow.
And I remember her saying, "Hey, LaJane, I'm about to do this," and I was like, "Do it." She was like, "I'm scared. I'm nervous, but I'm about to
Right.
make it work." And when I tell you, she made it
Right.
work.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was 15 ladies. They all had stories. Talking about their trials and tribulations and how they triumphed through it.
Okay.
And then we also had from AWN Maryland. I was a part of that as well. So we had several women to come over from the AWN Maryland, and they served as panelists. That was great. And y'all know my auntie Mickey Taylor was there.
Yes.
And I have to share because she gave me some words of encouragement, and then we had like an interaction,
Yes.
which was so cute to see her like in a different light. So that was amazing, but it was an amazing experience. And I say my life is amazing. Things happen to me amazing, but this one it has to have like another name to it, like something else.
right,
It's like indescribable. And like you said, I'm hardly at a shortage of words or trying to find a way to come up with it. I have been trying to figure it out and trying to go, but I'm going to post all of them all this weekend because again, it
That's
was
good.
like the most amazing thing. And I think
Wow.
I'm going back in October. My best friend couldn't go, and
Okay.
she's like, I want to go for my birthday.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's Paris experience. So I'll be
Yeah.
sharing my pictures and I'll share the video once they get it like edited and do everything they need to do to it. But quickly, two things that I talked about. I talked about the light bulb wattage. I went through the phases of my life. I talked about a night light, 10 watt. It's not too much you can do with that. My sister and I shared the room, and I was very creative as a child. So, and I didn't sleep at night like I don't do now. So I would sit by the nightlight and imagine and just create stuff and write stuff. I had like, my mother allowed me to put like my drawings and everything like on the wall. But I was saying I did it from a 10 watt light bulb.
Right.
So then I talk about the next phase of when I was married and how you have a night light on the side because you don't want to disturb the other person. And that bulb had a 40 watt. So I was able to do a little bit more because I can see more. I didn't have to kneel on the ground, but you still have limitations.
Yes.
And then the third phase of it, so getting my house painted. And it was so funny because we get into a situation where things become our norm. So the painter came in and was like, my God, I need to see how to paint. And I'm like, just turn all the lights on. And he's like, the lights are on. I need some more light. And I'm like, what are you saying all the lights are on? He was like, look, your light bulbs are out. So I was like, what do you mean? I walk in here every day. I would know if a light is out. So mind you, the fixtures that I have in my house, they're either 4 or 5 light bulbs to each one. And all of them, most of them, there's like one working light bulb. I could see coming into my house.
Right.
But it goes to the dimness of it. I did not recognize it. So he was like, you're going to have to go to the store. So I need to feel the texture. I need to see the texture so I can make sure that I'm painting evenly. So I went and I accidentally got a 60 watt because I had 40 watts for like that nice little subtle looking line. I went and got a 60 watt and it was like
a big difference.
And he was like, this is what I need. So I had it in my breakfast room where I was doing my work. Y'all, I feel like I need my glasses all the time. I didn't need my glasses. I didn't need anything. So the whole aspect of that is when you are walking in norm and you're working at mediocre, you never know how a brighter light, how thinking and illuminating will help your process. So now my work is a little teeny bit better because I can see without the glasses and the speckles. What you thinking? I see you. Go ahead.
I got you deep into it. She was deep in it.
Well, I think that's good, and I get that, but I also think that it speaks to what you can do in with a little bit of light.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because the reality of it is that you were trained to navigate in darkness. Right? And so when you think about, and I mean, okay, yeah, so this time you didn't need your glasses or this time or whatever, but think about all that you've been doing. You know, from a child. Like from a child, you managed with a night light. You know what I mean? Even into your adulthood, look what you dreamed. You dreamed do it. With a night light. You see what I'm saying? And 50 million trillion other things that you've done. You've done that. So to somebody else who's saying, oh, I need all this light. Sometimes in life, you're only going to get enough light for the step you're on.
For that season.
You're only going to get enough light for this space. And as long as you working with that light, and doing it, stuff is going to happen.
No, I appreciate that. So you be messing me up. But no, that's very powerful because it's a perspective and how you look at it from different phases. Like your canvas, your eyes, it's a whole different ball game. And sometimes it's just the mindset and the way that you look at things that sets you apart from other people. We're all ordinary. It's God and our divine and that piece that adds that extra to it. Like we not all that smart. We're good. I'm alright. We're cool. But
he makes up for a lot.
Yes, he does. He makes up for a whole lot of it. So that was the piece that I talked about, the what. Then my second piece, it goes into the tips that we're going to be sharing. So it's 5 tips to avoid life dimmers. And one of the things that I'll start off with is a lot of times we don't even recognize that we're the source of the dimming. We're the source of the dimming. We always talk about other people being haters and other people impacting what we do. But what about what we have the power to do? Are you fully utilizing everything that's within you?
Right.
When you're fully utilizing everything that's within you, then you can start to say this and that and this. But so many times, and I talk about that through career when I'm coaching on the job and through the do it business, like you keep complaining about your supervisor, you keep create, design your job. What are you doing? Are you really working to your fullest potential? Did you go and ask for an assignment that relates to it, that may require you to work above and beyond?
Right.
So that above and beyond will pay off later on.
Yes.
Later
Yes,
on.
definitely.
And so, and one of the things, and I think I'm going to do it like the first or the second week in June, I had dinner with one of my first mentee. So I probably had 25 mentees or so, and I supervised, I think we were counting, I think we were up to 202 in my career. And with all of them coaching through them, it's the lessons and understanding. What I do, and I'm going to get off of this because I'll get on it real hard talking about HR. But what I do is when I have my meeting with my person, I ask them what do they want to do. I say not what your job description is. You got to do that. But what do you want to do?
Yes.
And then I design a promotion packet for them. Even if I don't have the money and even if it means getting promoted out. So we talked about the secretaries that I have turned into senior executives.
Yes.
So I can't wait. We're going to bring them all back because I really want people to understand that they can design their own career. Stop waiting for a manager or stop like just doing like at the plateau level of it.
Right.
So yeah, so chime in, talk. I feel like I'm talking, and y'all know when I go to HR swing, I get real
I think I
happy,
lost my train of thought.
Oh, okay.
But no, this is what I was going to say. Like, we had a little joke. When we went on our cruise last year, we had a little joke because we called ourselves Team Do Too Much.
Oh, okay.
Because every time, like when we do events or we got to pull something together, we always say, y'all do too much, y'all do too much. But we just, I mean, everything, when we roll it out good, what we do. And so it was a joke that we called ourselves Team Do Too Much. Because people, like you said, people do say, you know, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing, you know, if we have a project, people always say, my mother, she add her, you know how my mom may add her extra touch to something. And somebody might be like, you doing too much. But it always come out really bright. So that do too much, I mean, that's our light.
Right.
We not dimming our light. We are shining. And some people can't take your shine.
Right.
Yes. That's so true.
Because I
That's so
know
true.
all y'all, and you have said it to me before training, be like, man, Dre do too much.
I call Dre doing
But you gotta understand, like, it's the makeup of our body. Like, the ability, like, to work through things with a limited number of hours. People, I don't fight my sleep, or I don't like avoid my sleep, and I know it's a part of what it says, and I do. I mean, 4 hours works for me, even if I try to lay down, my body waking up, and it's not necessarily thinking. But I've been doing this as far as I can remember, like since the 8th grade.
Right. But you got to do. Everybody's got to do them.
Do them.
Exactly.
Do you.
Yes.
Do
Do what works for you.
Yeah.
Right. 6 hours works for somebody else. 8 hours for somebody else. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? You want to be fresh. You know, at the end of the day, when you lay your head down at night, you want that day to be spent because God gives us mercies for that current day, right? And you want to be able to know that you used every bit of that,
Yes.
You know what I mean, to do what your assignment was, right?
And see,
all
normally
of us have strengths.
No.
Go ahead, Miss.
No. What I was going to say is that, and normally I'm better at doing things early in the morning.
So am I.
So 3:30 in the morning works for me.
Nothing out of me at night.
Hold on. Hers is different,
my time.
Hers is different. But here's my thing. That's her time. But I mean, like, she doing a Facebook Live like 5 o'clock. So I'm normally going to sleep 3, 4, 5.
Right.
And I'm going to sleep. Like, I can't even stay out with Allison because she just
waking up.
I need to get my 3 hours in.
And I hear it all the time, like, you're wired for sound at 5 a.m. in the morning. I said, really, I've been up since 3:30. You know, so I couldn't.
But what time do you go to bed?
It depends, because sometimes I can go around 11, 12 o'clock, sometimes 9.
So you're on that 4-hour thing?
Yes,
too?
yes. So I understand where you were coming with that, with the time, because a lot of times I I do get enough sleep for me.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
But I just make it work because when you're on a mission and you're focused and things are lining up, it's really hard to sleep. It's like, okay, God, I got my sleep in. Now I'm ready to do what you told me to do.
But here, from a practical and a holistic standpoint, it is
Yes.
important to say that your body needs to regenerate. You've got to be able, we, especially those of us who are busy women, we're doing things, you're always on, we have to make sure that we're intentional about doing the things that are necessary for self-care and everything else to ensure that you're getting your rest.
Yes.
So and if it's 4 hours and that's good and that works, that's fine. But we have to make sure we turn it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you turn on, whether it's turn off your phone, put your phone on silent, vibrate, do not disturb.
Yes.
Turning the TV. I have to be very mindful because I like to go to sleep with light and sound. So I let the TV kind of put me to sleep. But sometimes I wake up like, what the world? Because something crazy is talking,
right?
Oh, God. But I'm learning, and I will say to you all, I don't know where everybody is in the seasons of life, but what I will say is that it becomes increasingly important as you continue to go on your journey that you get your rest. That you really get your rest.
Remember when we had the cafe and I told you about you mentioned the mind racing spirit. That was a good nugget, good food for thought when you were saying that there's a mind racing spirit because there are times where my mind will not shut off.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
In the bed, my eyes are closed.
Right.
But I'm not asleep.
Right.
It's still going. It's still
going on. And if you don't watch it, because we process so much.
Yes.
So here are some real quick, and I know you got to move on, but some of the things we have to do is starting to do it progressively. So progressively, as the day goes on, progressively reduce the stimulus in your space. So turn the lights down. You know what I mean? Start, use your dimmer. Start to bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Stop looking at, maybe things that have so much energy and start listening to some smooth jazz or some, I don't know if you like to listen to the ocean, the rain, flutes, whatever, does you to bring you down.
Right.
To relax.
So by the time you, to relax. So by the time you actually, put your head on the pillow, you're able, right.
I think one thing that I had really started doing is I shut down everything. So at a certain time, I still shut down everything at 9 o'clock just to get myself relaxed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But I'm still up, and I'm still kind of sort of wired for sound. So I got to kind of make myself go to sleep, and then I'm still up at 3:30. But what happens is maybe that Friday afternoon or that Saturday, I try to get at least another 6 hours in to make up for that whole week. So I mean, I'm still trying to see if I can bounce.
Nap?
Oh, I'm queen.
I love power
Off and
naps. I
on.
can take a power nap.
Yeah.
30-minute nap. Oh my
That's
God.
good. That's
I'm
good.
queen
I'm
now.
ready to go again.
But like on Sundays, my naps don't work out right.
Yes.
No, they end up being like 4-5 hours.
Oh, okay. That's like
That's my
Allison
sleep
said,
during the
make
day.
time
Up all night.
And then I'm up all night and have to go to work the next day. Like, Lord, if I lay down now, I'll get 1, 2, 3, let me see, 3, 4, 5. That's how I
Count it out.
me on like Sunday nights.
Start counting.
So what we're going to do is, in terms of shine, so that was the second part of the presentation. So SHINE, and we have like slides that that the producer is going to put on the screen. But like just to start off, S is like don't be standard. Soar. Like don't be standard.
Right.
There's so many times that rather it be from peer pressure, you shy back.
Right.
Or rather, you just don't have it like in that space where you are pushing yourself to do more. And I use the analogy with the senior executive in the federal government. One part of their performance evaluation is a stretch goal. They have to create something that's like far beyond what's expected of them. And for our general performance plan, in order to get a 5, you have to, they say, walk on water. So it's the
And
thing
Jesus was
of
the only one
Jesus is
that
the only
Exactly.
one that walked on
Thank
water.
you.
Like,
Go ahead and clear that one up.
so let me just say you have to do above and beyond.
Right,
And
yes.
we talk about those things. It's like, and it's not hard to do. I'm telling you, like all the time, that's what I do. As soon as I get my performance plan, my supervisor tells me what I'm supposed to do. I think how I can outshine that or how I can take it. And it's not a competition thing. It is like, how can I do the best for my agency and also keep me going? Because I can't work in a boring or just okay, like that doesn't work for me. So it's stop being standard and soar, and mainly do the best that you can. Everybody's level of soaring is not the same,
Yes.
but wherever you are, like push yourself to make sure that you're doing the best. Go ahead, you got that look. Okay.
No, that's good.
Okay. And then H. H is for don't hold back, hone in. And it's mainly talking about your skills and your talents. Like each and every one of us have a skill and a talent, and we use it in the magnitude of which we want to use it. There is a level that you should have of comfort, meaning that don't overdo something or don't do it to a point that you don't like it anymore. But imagine if we all took the skills that we had and we really utilized it either for a business or either just to carry out our purpose.
Yes.
Just imagine how that would be. So it's like, don't hold back when you're thinking about doing something. Hone in. And by hone in, I mean whatever your area is, rather it be with the next gen, rather it be pastoral and stepping out with the authorship, and rather it be 31 books, and me in terms of coaching people through their careers and also helping them to establish their businesses. Like, do your best. Don't hold back. Hone in on your skills, and as you're providing services to people, make sure that you're like pouring into yourself. Pouring into yourself. Like,
Keeping
I
that
have
passion.
fun doing it. Like, people think like, oh my God, you helped me. I be like, oh my God, you entertained me. Like, that was so much fun. And the next one is don't impress. Don't just try to impress other people. Make an impact. Like, so many times people are out there trying to impress people. They don't care about you. They're probably talking about you behind your back. So whatever you do, make sure that you're doing it sincerely, wholeheartedly, that no matter what happens or no matter what they say, you will be good with yourself. The most hurting thing is that you do something for somebody, because of somebody, or with that person in mind, and then they think nothing of it or they talk down about it. Then you walk away feeling bad. But when you do stuff wholeheartedly, like rather it be for people or whatever, but it comes from your heart, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't make a difference. So stop showing off. But make an impact. Like, make an impact on people's lives.
Try to make a
Sometimes,
difference.
when we talk about impressing, that may not necessarily be or emanate from a place where people are trying to necessarily show off. It could be from how we're enculturated. Like, we're taught to, oftentimes, depending on, the space, our background, how we grew up, how we operated and functioned as a child. Sometimes we are seeking to be seen, and not out of out of survival. You know what I mean? Not out of trying to really be sassy and sexy or whatever it may be, but we're simply seemingly invisible. A lot of time we're invisible. And even back to your first, when you said holding back, we've even been conditioned to do that. I see how different cultures just generally, and we're doing better. We talking to our kids, we're giving them affirmations, we're letting them know you're princes, you're jewels, you're kings, you're queens, and all of that. But we've also come from a culture, a paradigm where we're like, sit down, shut up, close your mouth.
I'm the parent.
Children are seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. And we push that, wherein we're conditioned to shrink.
So that's a whole different show. It's a whole different show. But what you said is basically like how this whole thing came about. And I see my cousin Sonda is watching, so you all up in my presentation. When I was a kid,
Right.
like I was favored. I know that I was, and I know it wasn't a particular thing, but it caused me to pull back because I didn't want to have to deal with my cousin and my sister.
Yes.
And I always tell parents now, be careful of how you do and how you
Singling
treat kids
out.
because while they're thinking of favoring me, they're not thinking of the impact of the other child.
Think about Joseph.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And Joseph didn't have sense not to let everybody know he was favored, so he strut, showed off his coat of many colors. Look what Daddy brought me.
Right.
And, all of that extra energy, and you see where it landed him.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
ultimately, he came out, but he came under great attack.
Right.
Yes.
Because of
So
that.
I get your
Right.
point. I get your point, but taking it from a different way because
Absolutely.
Originally playing with the I and impress, it was a press upon, which is a positive way that you do it. But I was more so of the showing off of, not really showing off, but doing something for somebody else.
Yeah, because
Yes,
it's greater
yes.
than you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's
It's bigger.
really the bottom line.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
It's bigger than you.
But that's
Yeah, it's
another
bigger than you.
topic right there. That's what I got. That's what I got.
good.
And then N is don't neglect your dreams. Navigate them.
That's good.
Don't
That's
don't
good.
neglect them.
That's
so
good.
a lot of times people will come up and be like, "Oh my God, I have an idea." That's how the name of my business came about. Delivering on ideas and thoughts. Give me your ideas. Give me your thoughts. Let's turn
Do
it into
it.
reality.
Yes.
Let's do it. So stop
Right.
negating. Stop like holding.
Right.
Stop like thinking about what you can't do
Right.
and focus on what you can do. Like a lot of times people look at like, I don't have this, so I can't do this.
Right.
But if you start working with what you have,
Yes.
and you make it work from that,
Right.
you'll
Right.
keep
Right.
on amplifying and amplifying and building onto it. So don't stop. Like keep on
Right.
going and like actually pursue it. And then the last one is E. And I wish I had the video because this was the funny part. You know, I do a little funny. I got a little comedian in me too. But it was don't do what's expected. Excel.
Okay.
Excel. And a lot of times, and it can equate it to the job or to school. In school, although I got honor roll, straight A's, I just did what I needed to do to get my A.
Exactly.
Except when it went to like science fairs and things like that. But in all actuality in life, it goes again about shining your light into what wattage. Like you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, like you get yourself into a space where you can excel and be okay with it. And a lot of people, whether it be friends, family members, or someone like distracting you, and that's why I love talking to kids about their ideas. They're so openly and they dream. Like when we dream, we're hesitant about it. We're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this book out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. All those are realities. Like you can really do that for real. Like let's dream like something big and amazing. And it's so funny. Sometimes I'll have my business clients where I'm helping them to start their business, and they're going, and they see my eyes light up, and I'm like, "What you can do is," and I had one. She be like, "Ladrine, really back a little bit." I don't want to do all that. But it's so sometimes I sit down and come up with ideas and I'm like, I know I can't do it. So when I'm having meetings with my client, I'll just give it to them as an added bonus. Because I don't want it to like go
Just sit
undone.
there.
And I need to get it out of my system so some new stuff can come in. Yeah. So those are the steps. So basically shine, hone in, and that's S&H, and I is making impact, and her little impress. N is for navigate, and E is for excel. So so those are the countdowns for the shine, and we're going to transition over to information with Allison for the authors. But before we do that, I want to give a big shout out to so many people who has been joining us. Kamari, our intern, sitting out there. Darlene Adams Bullock, hey Darlene. Sophia, LaRaba, hey LaRaba. So many people are on the line. But I wanted to circle back in terms of Darlene. She was saying, where I'm shining. The Demons can kick rocks. Okay.
That sounds like
I know that. And Stephanie Moore Evans says, design your own career. Yes. Stephanie was actually in my 3rd grade class, and she works at FDA also. So it's so funny how people intertwine and we see one another. And LaShawn Reese Briscoe, Cassandra Lewis is also on, who is our #1 fan.
Yes,
She's like our honorary.
Yes. Thank you.
So we're going to transition on over and let Allison take the show.
Okay, so what I want to share with you is that I have a program which is called Right to Finish. So you have a right to finish your book. No one else can tell your story like you can.
Exactly.
So the name of it is called Right to Finish Book Writing Program. And what I do with that is I help you write your book. I help you with the outline. I assist you with getting the content, developing your audience, knowing your audience, because if you don't know your audience and you're just writing, then you're almost kind of like writing for nothing because you don't have that target. You're not focused on anything. I also help you with getting clear and clear decision on what type of writer you are, because you really want to know what type of writer you are, because you can be a Christian writer or you can be a romance writer. So it just depends on what type of writer you are. I also help you with budgeting. So that way, if you know that you're ready to publish your book and you're ready to do self-publishing, there's like a timeline for everything. So the workshop that's coming out is June the 27th, and it's called Right to Finish, and you can do it right from the privacy of your home. I kind of have it right here. And the price of it is...
Show me a flyer. She's a client. That's
and Ladrine did actually... You did this for me, and you also helped me with putting the modules together. So each one of these have a step-by-step on how I help you get your book out there and get it into print. So that's one of the things that I do as being a book expert. And then after your book is out there, I'll start showing you how to market.
Okay.
And the different places where you can go have your book
marketed. You made competition
at.
now. You better go ahead now. No.
But I remember you talking about that, and I was like, well, I'll do the publishing side, and you're the marketing person.
Right. So, and that goes to say, when I talk about me doing marketing, like Allison and I had a discussion, so I can joke about this. I do that, but that's not really my lane of what I do. So I'm actually going to transition and help her with that, to add that on to her modules in terms of what she do, because it's the full cycle of it. So go ahead. So I can joke and say that.
But no, I mean, you have definitely helped me out, because this was like something that I needed, so that way I could go through the bullet points. So the first one that I did, which was last year, when it first came out, I had 3 clients. Only one made it into the publishing part of it. Still didn't go all the way through with it, but at least with me having clients that I could at least walk them through step by step of how to get your book out there and the things that you need to do, that really helps with me having the different modules. And it's not as hard as people think it is to write a book, because we all have a book inside of us. It's just, when are you going to get started to write your book? And when are you going to leave a legacy behind for that next person to be able to follow? And so Right to Finish, you have a right to tell your story. Don't allow someone else to tell it.
Absolutely. And so earlier in the show, I talked about the interwoven of all of us. So Trina, and we're sitting in that boom. Trina is talking about writing her book. So she's in that thinking through phase, But didn't I tell you that when I was in the 8th grade, I was going to write your book for you?
Oh my God, Drink. And that's because me and Drink, we stayed on the phone for hours and hours since middle school, since junior high. And that's the first thing Dream will always say, girl, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. Dream, you probably can write my book.
The first beginning
out
of it.
All my friends that I have, you probably can write my book.
I got your intro.
I think you got the ending too. You got it all.
Yeah.
You got it all. But anyway, that is something that I plan to do. Is I was fighting it. I've been fighting it.
Yeah.
I've been fighting it, and I've been saying, no, I don't want to write a book, because thinking of the exposure thing.
Yeah.
You know how you don't want to expose people. You don't want to expose situations and stories. Right.
Yeah.
But I can't fight it no more. God shut me down. He's like, this is what you're going to do. So, I will be writing our first book.
Yes. And then the next stage is you.
Change the names to protect the...
Ghostwriting.
Ghostwriting.
I heard about that. So I would definitely be a part of your program.
Thank you. I receive it.
Yeah.
That's my referral.
I receive it.
So the next stage is you actually just became an author.
Yes, I'm excited.
So we will actually be able to walk through and go through that next week.
Okay.
So next week will be the author takeover. Yes. So Wits and Wisdom with Colette.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna be Reverend Rice next week. No, I'm playing.
Coco.
Right. Yes. So, you can save it for next week because I'll interview you or whatever. But if you want to say anything about your process, you can say so now.
I would just say congratulations to you, Allison. And I think it's so important that we, as Ladrine was saying, capitalize on our gifts, because it's somebody who needs what you have to offer.
Yes.
That's at the end of the day. And we all don't have everything. And I'll share more next week. But that whole process, if you go into this and you don't know the process, it's a lot. It's more than nourishing. And I think everybody, like it says, what man is going to build a house without counting the cost? Well, it's the same thing with whatever the assignment is.
Yes.
And with the book, and maybe sometimes it's better to jump out there, just kind of leap in the deep end, because if you stick your toe and the water's real cold, you may just not get in.
Right.
But if you go on and jump in, which is kind of sort of what I did, I tried to pace myself along the way. Webinars, classes, online studies, blah, 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 you name it, I got a piece of it, but they were all pieces. And no real good pattern. So if I knew then what I know now, I would have done it totally different. And an investment, you can pay me money. But an y'all take a tip on the way out.
She gonna have all her money. She ain't gonna have no profit.
Nothing on my way out. But an investment like $97 is really gonna prove to be well worth it to understand, to be clear about the process, to know what it is that you're getting into, and to be able to embrace, because there's so many challenges, hills, hiccups, all of that along the way that could very well make you say, man, forget that. Forget it. And you don't want to do that, because it's just like a baby. Your baby got to once it starts growing, gestating, whatever, it's got to come out. It has to come out. So you do want to write to finish.
And that's so funny, because in one of my posts about your book, that's what I said. I was like, I was in the delivery room.
Right.
Your baby.
Yes. So how long did it take?
It took me a long time.
It really?
Yeah, it took a long time, because, and again, I'll share more next week, but the book that I started writing was the book that I ultimately finished writing. Okay, so it was the vision. It was being plain. Now I did a chapter. Hold
on, but you said you ain't got much to say, but go ahead.
See what I mean?
You know what? Okay, go ahead. We're
No,
going
but
to
I'm saying when you
week.
have to know, to your
Yes.
point, you have to know not only what genre of writing,
Yes.
but what you can write. If you're short term, then you should be looking at short stories.
stories,
You should
yes.
be looking at if you're going to be writing chapter books, if you're going to do devotions,
Yeah.
what kind of research, what kind of
Yes.
stuff, all of
Yes.
that. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Go, Allison.
You're back next week.
No, I'm still going to get my tips. But go ahead.
For me, like my phase. So I've been in 3 books, but I've written chapters in those books. My first one was actually for healing. It was to help me to get through my forgiveness process.
Right.
And and then I caught the little bug. Then it was don't dream your dream. Like, oh, let me tell you about that. And then the third one was about prayer. So I talked about a medical miracle, pretty much. So writing a chapter was easy for me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually
that was easy.
Yes, and I'm in a book that's coming out, Elevation for Entrepreneurs. That's coming out. I was sick. The deadline had passed, and it took me 6 hours to write my chapter. But then I had to go back and edit it. I already knew what I wanted to say.
It was already
So people go in terms of different phases. And I'm currently writing my book right now. I was hoping to be finished by June 4th, but that's not going to happen. But I'm writing a book on careers, on how to take control of your career and how to navigate the federal government process. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait till that come out. But then we have this one. So we go down the line. She's about to. She just kicked off one. I've been in some writing. This one has 31 books.
31 books.
I said, how many books do you have?
31
I was like, how many books? Right. She was asking me. Girl, all these taglines, we taking your whole check. We your taglines.
That's cute.
Right.
So I want you to talk about your process, and then quickly, because we're short on time, I want you to talk about from writing to publishing. And you already talked about your program. So how when they have something in their mind but don't know how to get it on paper, if you can provide some tips with that, and then talk about publishing.
Now, see, one of the things I would recommend that you do is just jot things down. Don't be so quick to throw things away. Jot things down, and then let someone that know how to put your ideas together help you with it. But don't throw it away. You can put it on little postcards. You can put it anywhere and keep it and put it somewhere. And then when you get to meeting a coach or someone like Ladrine, someone like myself, and we look at it, I can say, no, this go with chapter 1, and this go with chapter 2, and this go. So don't be so quick to just dismiss that what you're writing down isn't good.
Because
let someone else look at
your
it.
area.
Exactly.
Like the thing that takes away from people because they start trying to do everything at one time. Just write. That's
it.
Right.
Do a dump.
Yes.
That's
the best way to do it. And if you're having trouble with organizing or coming up with the criteria in terms of how you want to lay it out, seek help and advice, because what'll happen oftentimes is you'll get all frustrated with it and put it up.
But you think it's because you think that you're supposed, the myths you gotta demystify. Because the myth is I'm supposed to be able to do this. You know.
So quickly in 2-minute wrap up so we can do Trina's girl tea and then go ahead.
Oh, wrap up. Well, one of the things is the Right to Finish program, and you want me to do where you can find me at?
Yes, of course.
Definitely. You can find me on www.AllisonGDaniels.com.
If they could have zoomed in on that.
You can zoom in on here, which is my contact information.
You want to bring it over or something?
And you can put it in the feed.
Put it in the news feed.
Yeah.
I am so happy that they have helped me.
This right here.
She's spoiled for Paris. She's spoiled for Paris. Paris did it.
Yeah.
You finished?
Yes, I am finished. But that's my.
I did that as a joke. All right, so quickly, Trina. So this is a part of the show that I actually like because I don't get to plan it. I don't know anything about it. It comes ad hoc. So Trina, what do you have for us today?
Well, since I tried to go along with the theme, so of course it was Imagine. So all of us, if we can snap our fingers 3 times of something that we want to do or want to know how to do.
Okay.
What is it? And so I'm gonna start with myself. If I could snap my fingers 3 times, I wish I would know. I know how to do makeup. I love to see a person with a beat face and somebody who can beat their face every day. I cannot do makeup. I cannot make my own face up. I cannot do makeup. So that's something I wish I could snap 3 times and be able to do. So it's just something in tune to you. So what about you?
So if I could snap 3 times, I would love to be a gifted musician, a pianist.
Oh, wow.
Who
Pianist.
could play and sing. You know, y'all feel me like I'm already
too.
You sing,
Yeah,
right?
a little bit, but if I could like an Avery Sunshine vibe, you know what I mean? That I could just hit my own key.
Yes.
Ooh, take it right there.
Right,
Oh
that's
my
true,
God,
that's
that's
true.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Ooh.
And that lady who was at church the other day on every Bible on Wednesday.
Oh yes.
I bought her CDs. Oh my goodness.
Gay Arbuckle.
Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Amazing.
She's a gifted worshiper.
So is in terms of singing, Yolanda. She's almost in line with Yolanda Adams and Anita Baker in my collection. Not I'm saying in my collection.
Sorry.
You go, because I'm still
So,
trying to think.
Mine would be, I would love to know how to cook. I'm not that great at cooking.
Come on over my house.
My daughters love to cook, but that has never been my gift. So they didn't get it from me. But if I could just be at home, just cooking and enjoy cooking, I don't enjoy cooking.
Wow.
So if that would be one of the things that I would be like,
3 times.
I done made a whole meal.
Wow.
So actually, when Trina first explained hers, that was mine. Y'all know I can't cook worth of nothing at all. So that is kind of like that's in terms of regular everyday stuff that we do. That's one of it. But when you first said imagine, I was going like imagine the world. So I'm gonna bring it back in and go with cooking because I would travel the world and find young kids and figure out what they want to do and start them as a. But okay, you meant like cooking.
Cooking would be
Cooking,
good.
I need a cooking class.
One of the greatest joys as a good cook, I remember my mother would just cook, and my mother was an amazing cook. She would cook and then she'd watch us eat.
See?
And one of the most amazing things in being a great cook is to watch not just in the cooking, but to watch people enjoy it.
Oh,
Yeah, they love it.
Well, I tell you
like
what,
my husband, he loves it.
cook another one of your pound cakes and watch me and watch me enjoy it. It was so tasty, y'all. I was in the car and it was like I got 2 pieces. I took a little teeny piece of the crumb. Was like, oh my God, I gotta stop at Giant and get some ice cream for this. So we got a couple people. We might have to have a pound cake bake-off, but I'm scared. Alright, so y'all.
So we got the makeup artist, we got the songs, we got the what? The pianist. We got the cook.
We got the cook.
We got the
So
cook.
there you
We got
go.
the what?
Have a class.
Okay.
We'll pay you.
Let's do it.
And
Let's do it.
Let's make it work.
Okay.
So y'all, we have come to the end of another fantastic show. It just seemed like time is never
It's
enough.
never.
Right.
That's
Never
7 to 8.
enough.
It's never.
So, but for upcoming shows, we already have been talking about the authors takeover. So we're gonna kick it off next week with none other than. So she will. Yes. Not very rare. But I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And you did it
I'm
on your
excited.
birthday. Speaking
Yes.
of birthday.
Oh my God, I did it on my
birthday.
How cool is that?
So we're gonna have the authors takeover. We're going to do the small business takeovers.
Oh, wow.
And we have like so many other shows, and it's time for the men to come back.
Yes.
Keith Holmes said, call them, let them know.
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
He might take the way he came in, he might take over the whole show.
I don't know if I can do that with you. You gonna come as Coco?
I'm coming as Coco.
Okay, then we can do that one. And somebody else gonna have to be the men versus women.
Oh, so bring Reverend Rice on the show.
She said that.
you
She
wanna
said
go
she
as
gonna
Coco.
come.
I'm gonna come as
You're not gonna be Reverend
Lord.
Rice.
Coco.
Look at y'all, I'm shifting my hat. I'm getting warm. I'm getting deep. The last time they got me when I was leaving, Myra wasn't here. Tina came in, act like I was like, ask your questions that you asked. I had to ask the questions of asking for a friend.
Yeah.
And they got me to answer them, and I told the truth. And that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to bring that back up. But we at the end of the show. Y'all know what we do.
Yes.
And let's do this, not do it.
Let's not do it.
Yeah.
Do this. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta get up.
Get up.
Okay.
Get up.
Okay. Get up. All right.
So can we, shall we, let's do this! So we'll see y'all next week with none other than She Will Be Ruling.